Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, so continuing on with Tyranid time, what I've been doing is preparing the minis for painting. Now I was going to work out how I was going to do this, whether I was going to do maybe one unit at a time or batch paint a couple of units, but what I've actually decided is to batch paint all of the little bugs. Now there's a lot of bugs, but I am used to batch painting. I like batch painting, and I painted those 50 flayed ones last year, and that wasn't too bad, so I thought I'd have a go at painting these in a batch paint. But first of all, yes, I had to prepare them. So I had these newer designed gene stealers, and these are the ones which I got from, well, I got second hand, but they were obviously made by a youngster, a young blood, because they were in a terrible state. Nothing had been filed down, and all the arms were in funny positions. Had to break most of the arms off, repose them, excuse me, glue the bases together, and scrape lots of the mould lines off. Now, I'm not actually going to strip the minis, and the main reason for that is I don't think I really need to, because my paint scheme, which is basically black with some yellow highlights, is, it doesn't need to have a super, fantastic clean paint job. I mean, I just spray them black and then just do the highlights, like I said. So, it's going to be fine. Yeah. So I did those, and although I had about 14 of these, some of them were so badly glued together, I decided just to make 10 good ones. So I made myself 10 good gene stealers from the new batch, and then using some of the bits from the dodgy ones, I decided to make a Brood Lord. Now I do have one Brood Lord, which is the the proper model, but I had this head which came from the Ace Face. I should put a link to Ace Face's channel in the description below. But Ace Face, a huge Tyranid fan, yeah, he gave me this head, and I couldn't resist, but I had to use it. So I thought a Brood Lord would be quite good. So I've got one of those Gene Stealer bodies. I put on a couple of the scything talons. Obviously put his head on, and then I made a little towel up from, I think this is from a warrior, just like I had in my bits box, but with the small little dumpy talon, he just looks so top heavy. So I figured I'd have a bigger towel to basically counterbalance that huge head. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he looks a bit silly, or do you think he looks cool? I like him. I like him. I think it's going to be good. He certainly does the job of standing out as a Brood Lord. Anyway, so that was him. These are the old school gene stealers, which again I just scraped up any mould lines. I've filled in some of the arms where the joins aren't that great, and then I had a couple. There was just 8 of those, which I bought 8 originally, again off eBay or somewhere. But I found these 2 to give me a unit of 10. This is one I had just in my bits box, had a broken arm, and I managed to repair that, put another arm on. It's not the exact arm, but it looks pretty cool. And then this guy here, again, is another old body that I had. I have one set of arms, not the other, but I used some arms from these guys that were left over from the dodgy ones, and I made the arms there, green stuffed in the join. So that's those. So I'm going to batch paint those, along with this group I've been working on. I spent about 3 days basically preparing the minis. So these guys here, I had to again scrape all the mould lines off. I've had to do the usual NID thing where you have to weigh down the base so they don't topple forward. Some of them have got coins in where the original base had broken off, so that just makes it easier. So yeah, there's 21 of these. These are the spine fist gaunts. So they're all ready to go. So I'm going to batch paint those along with the gene stealers. Plus, working on these. These are the termagants. Now I had a massive mixture of termagants. Well, not massive, but I think there's 17, 18 there. So again, there was these ones here which I had to just basically scrape all the mould lines off, just repair some of the bases. And then I had some of these white ones, again I had to just scrape the mould lines off. These don't need weighing down because they're quite nicely weighted. So there's those, so I'm going to batch paint those along with those others, plus working on the Hormagaunts. So once again, the Hormagaunts there, I've had to work on various methods, just green stuff, bits of rock, bits of metal, anything that I had spare just to weigh it down, some rocks on the top for the really bad ones, just to basically make sure that they're not leaning forward. And again, once again, I had to scrape all of the mould lines off these guys. Now they are painted. Again, I'm not going to strip them. I'm just going to spray them back and just crack on painting them. Slightly thicker paint on these guys really isn't going to make much difference because I'm not really picking out too much detail anyway. So they'll be fine. So I used various ones, I just basically made them up to another unit of 20. I've got about 5 more of these left, but they're all a little bit dodgy. You know, some of them got broken towels and broken scythe, and I just thought I'd just go for a unit of 20, that'd be fine. I've got 120 already, so that gives me 20 more. So that is it, that's what I'm going to batch paint first of all. So it's 20, 40, 20, 40, 60, 80, there's about 80 minis there. So what I need to do is obviously spray them black. The weather isn't great at the moment, so I need a nice day. I'm going to spray them black and then start batch painting them. Okay, so that's what I've decided to do. I've got obviously all those other minis to do, but I thought I'd get these little bugs out of the way. Now arguably gargoyles are classed as little bugs, but where they've got those metal wings, where they're metal, sorry, and then they've got the flying bases, I just viewed them as a slightly different project to these, so I've just put all of the metal ones in here. The warriors, sorry, not all the metal ones, all the small ones in here. The warriors, the high tyrant guard, etc. They're all metal ones. I'm going to do them separately. Okay, that's it for this update. Thanks for watching.